Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right. Today we're going to talk about chasing cards, and specifically, I'm going to tell you 5 methods, 5 ways we chase cards, and I'm going to rank them. And the criteria is going to be how much I enjoy the method. So we'll start off here. I'm going to tell you here. I'll tell you what they are first. So we're going to have Ghost, the Ghost method, the Grail, Value, Condition, and Connection Completion. Okay. So we'll start at number 5. I've got a card here to represent each method of chasing. So number 5, and just one quick thing I want to say is this is about the process. So how fun is the process of the chase, not how much do I actually like the card. All right, so number 5, this is the ghost card, the ghost method of chasing. And basically what this is you're just waiting. And that's really what it's about. And that's why I ranked it 5, because you're looking for cards so rare that they just never come up. They never come up, they never come up, and eventually they do, and you buy them. And then it's over. That's kind of what it is to me. This is a card I had a save search on for like 4 years, and I'd never seen a copy. This is the only copy I've ever seen. This is the 2000 Upper Deck game jersey patch for Peyton there. Really beautiful card, hand numbered in that lower right hand corner. You see there, number 23 or 25. So, yeah, just waiting, 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 waiting. Wait some more, wait some more, wait some more. Then it pops, then you buy it, and the chase is over. So that's why that's number 5. Not my favorite, but I mean, again, that's one of my favorite cards, and it is my favorite Peyton Manning card. But the method of chasing is kind of low on this list. So, all right, next up, number 4. This is connection and completion. So what this is really just what it sounds like. It could be maybe you're building a set, maybe you're trying to pair 2 cards together, pair a player run, that type of thing, and that's what this was for me. So I have the I think at the time I got this, I already had the Edger and James and this is the platinum medallion out of 50 from 2000 Ultra. Really special card, but I just won this at auction. So I had seen other copies before, but this one kind of comes down to just right moment, and maybe you have a couple cards already, and you see a third one that would really complete like a group, or maybe you have one and you need the other, or sets or whatever. So I think connection and completion is fun, but to me, it doesn't do a whole lot. I'm just not a completionist. I would sell, I'll break up pairings, I'll break up sets and sell them. I'm really an individual card collector where I want my collection broadly to be just the best possible cards that I can get. And they don't necessarily have to be connected one to the other. Like, I'm not going to focus on one set or anything like that. So that's what this is. Number 4 is connection and completion. Okay. Next up, number 3, and this might be controversial, but number 3 is going to be the Grail chase, and I'll explain why. Let me show you the card first. This is the Now again, this is not reflective of how much I actually like the card, but again, it's about the process of obtaining the card. So this is the 2023, the Topps Chrome Superfractor for Ray there. This is my favorite card. It might always be my favorite card. I struggle to see like what other card could surpass it, but the method of obtaining this card was more just about the stress of paying for it, to be honest. Like, once it hit eBay, and it could be considered a ghost card. Obviously, it's a 1-on-1. That was probably my only chance, and these chase methods can kind of layer on top of each other, but predominantly this is a grail chase. um, and why it's not higher, I think, again, it's the stress of paying for it. Oftentimes these types of cards are very expensive. You have to sell a bunch of stuff, and it's a very finite process. It's once it's done, it's done. And honestly, like, it kind of impacts that category of cards for me, because like now when I think about like my Star Wars cards or my Ray cards or whatever, it's like, well, I'm never going to find another card this good, like within that category, at least in my subjective opinion. So it does kind of close the book on some stuff when you get a Grail. And I have, I have other superfractors and whatnot, but I wouldn't consider those like Grail cards. They're more just like my best cards, but not necessarily like, the ultimate card I could find. But to me, I think this is probably always going to be my favorite card for her specifically. First year Topps Chrome, great image, all that kind of stuff. She had earlier Topps Chrome, superfractors, but they were kind of, the sets were configured a little differently and that type of thing. So that's the Grail chase. I put it right in the middle. I mean, I think it's really fun, obviously, and super rewarding. It might be the most rewarding chase because there's so much work that goes along with it. But ultimately, I wouldn't say it's like process wise, I wouldn't say it's the most enjoyable or anything like that. So, okay. So that's number three. Number two, all right, we're going to talk about condition. And within condition, there's obviously much different methods of chasing condition. You can buy cards already graded. So I got this Elvis here. This is a pretty low pop card. This is like pop 40 or something like that, and a PSA 8, 1956. You're chasing eye appeal. So, like, for example, that red guitar often gets a lot of print dots and it's really ugly. So I try to avoid that. You want good registration, good centering, good eye appeal, all those kinds of things that everybody talks about. You want all that stuff. So that's part of the chase. You can also chase more obscure cards that maybe don't have any graded, and you have to buy them raw yourself and grade them. It's like here with this Marilyn Monroe, really nice eye appeal copy. And her stuff can get kind of expensive, but like especially if you buy it already graded. So again, chasing the cards raw, grading them yourself, that kind of stuff, that kind of thing is really the fun of it. And that's an example of this one here. And then you could obviously do more of like a set build, like I'm doing with Grease and that type of thing, like pack pulling cards yourself and grading them. Here's my Travolta, coolest of the cool, PSA 8. This is just a raw card I picked up on ComC, but it took a long time to find a copy like really nice that could grade this high. And this is probably like a pop 1, 2, 3. There's not many, so yeah, I would say that the chase of finding the card raw, sourcing the card raw, sending it to PSA yourself, actually getting the result is very important. And just all of that combined, there's just so many nuances to grading and sourcing raw cards. There's so many, just different ways you can do it and all these types of things. So it's just a much more involved method of chasing cards, and that's why I like condition so much as a chase method. But then just one more example here. Again, just a high eye appeal card. This is over 120 years old. This is the Parthenon from the T99 set, Sights and Scenes set. Yeah, and just really, dead center. A lot of these are really banged up and have a ton of creases and stuff. This one's got a little issue on the lower right corner, but a 4 on this card is really remarkable. And this is just a card I source raw, graded myself, and all those kind of things. So really, really love condition. That's why I'd put that one number 2. Okay, who should we have on top there? And then number 1, my favorite method of chasing cards. And if anybody asks me, like, Jason, what kind of collector are you? I would always say predominantly I'm a value collector. Well, what does that mean? In value collecting, to me, and I've heard other people talk about this as well, just from their perspective, but to me, it's really just trying to find the items that you should not be able to afford and find them at prices where you can't afford them, basically. So like this Aaron Judge is such a special card. The 2023 Topps Chrome Heritage, the Gold Refractor, out of 5. I think this came up raw on eBay for under $500, which to me was just such obvious value. Just probably one of the best purchases I've made. That image is from home run number 61 the year previously when he's going around second base against the Blue Jays. Really just historic moment. And yeah, just really special stuff. So just these are really the peak moments of collecting cards for me, when you find those really special cards that you should not be able to afford, and for whatever reason you're able to get them. That's what is so much more fun about chasing value than it is chasing grails or anything like that, because um, it's like it never ends. Like there's always another opportunity for value, and value improves your collection exponentially. Because if I want to sell this, you can bet I'm going to sell this for a lot more than I paid for it. And that's not the point. Like, it's not about buying value to make money. It's about buying value to put yourself in a position to continue buying value, I guess, if that makes any sense, where it's like this, to me, this is how a collection grows. Like, just buying the best possible cards at the best possible prices, because for one, you're going to own them. Like this, I highly doubt I would ever sell this card, but if I did, it's going to substantially like improve my situation. And if I were to sell it, it would have to be because there was like some other opportunity available. Not likely, but yeah. And it's like when you chase grails, I mean, it's when it's over, it's over. Like that, I'm probably never going to find another Star Wars card that good, that I like that much. So I mean, it's great to own it and that type of thing. And I like that card a lot more than I like this Aaron Judge. But the process of obtaining cards like this is so much more fun. And then I have, so that was a buy it now, and then I'll just show this one. So this is another big value I got. This is the Otani from 2022, and this was just listed at buy it now, just a high buy it now price, like $1,200, and I think I just offered them like $450 or something, and they accepted it. So it's just one of those freak, those freak moments in collecting where you kind of get lucky, or you're right place, right time, that kind of thing. But it's like you have to put yourself in position to have those moments, by setting a lot of safe searches, watching a lot of different cards, actually offering on stuff, just really just staying engaged and just always being ready, I think is what it is. So that's what I do. I'm always chasing value every day, looking, turning over rocks, trying to find, different opportunities and that type of thing. So that's my favorite method of chasing cards. Let me know if you have a favorite. It could be something that I didn't even mention, but again, I think the five main methods: the ghost, the grail, value, condition, and connection completion. Leave a comment. Let me know if you like any of those or whatever, if you have, different thoughts. But otherwise, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care. We'll see you again soon. All right, later.